myself and 9 other brothers protested Michael Oren, the current Israeli ambassador and chief propagandist for the Israeli military during the assault on Gaza in the winter of 2008-2009, which resulted in the death of more than 1,400 people, men, women, and children. We peacefully protested that night by making short statements, after which we planned on leaving the room. And as we were leaving, the police would grab us, take us to a back room, arrest, and detain us. We thought that after that, the whole thing would be over. Good night. But we were wrong. After being sanctioned by the university, the district attorney continued to investigate, using different tactics used only by the FBI and the federal government to investigate a terrorist threat. Grand jury subpoenas and search warrants were issued. Investigators were sent to people's homes to intimidate and harass them. In the end, we were charged with 2 misdemeanors of disturbing the public meeting and the conspiracy to do so. We were found guilty on both charges. See, our protest is nothing different than what student and non-student activists alike have been engaged in for generations. Our protest is no different than what y'all did here during the Free Hikes protest last year. Actually, I think our protest was tame compared to what y'all did. It was just like the Free Hike protests in Irvine and all across the country. It was no different. But the difference, the reason why I'm here, standing and talking to you all today, is because of selective prosecution. We were criminalized because of who the speaker was and what we said. It was a direct message that challenging the policies of the state of Israel here in America is intolerable, is illegal. A direct message to student activists, pro-Palestinian and from all other movements, that dissent will be punished if done in the way that is not prescribed by the university. Because they'll tell you how to protest. They say you can stay here at the free speech hour and say whatever you want. But that doesn't challenge the status quo. If they tell you how to protest, then you're not challenging, you're not going beyond the bounds that will change the situation that you're in. We are an easy target because of the fact that we are Muslims. I'm brown, I'm young, I'm Muslim, and I'm determined. Along with black and Latino males, I'm public enemy number 1. The DA spokeswoman, she's an interesting person, liked us to the KKK. She likened us to the KKK, saying that we were spewing hate speech by calling for an end to the violence against the indigenous Palestinian population. The district attorney, Tony Rakakis himself, publicly said that we were a bunch of thugs and that his actions were a means by, quote, to which prevent a small group of people from hijacking our freedoms. In his attempt to equivocate our protest to the attacks on 9/11, the district attorney made it clear that in his version of America, we were not welcome. It should come as no surprise then that in the trial of 10 Muslim men, the district attorney pushed the trial back to coincide with the 10th anniversary of 9/11. And in the end, the DA made it clear that he had the power of criminalizing protest and dissent that he did not agree with. It is clear now that we are embarking upon a treacherous path in our nation's history. Our economy is faltering and on the verge of collapse. We're graduating from our universities swamped in debt and holding degrees that can't get us all jobs. More than 50 million people in this country don't have health care. Our educational rights and privileges are being stripped from us. And for most people of color, those rights and privileges were probably never afforded to us in the first place. It should be obvious to us all that we are the dwellers of the Bantu stands. We are the untouchables. We are the 99%. Yet, as we continue to speak out against the injustices in our communities, we must begin to realize that if we don't stand together, we will be targeted one by one. As a Muslim, I realize it is now my turn. As a person of color, it's always been my turn. But do not take my acknowledgement of the reality we face as a sign of victimization, because we will continue to fight. We will continue to fight for our rights. Yet, even though the DA showed he can selectively criminalize dissent, he has brought our communities together and created new relationships between us so that we may ensure that it does not happen again. It is clear that those in power have forgotten, have ignored the interests of the people, and have taken it upon themselves to represent the interests of corporations and corrupt interest groups. Our fight will be difficult. Yes, our tuition is increasing, our benefits are decreasing, and opportunity is diminishing. But what we must understand is that the power of the students should not and shall not be undermined. It has been students historically who have rocked the foundations of society and forced change in the right direction. It was the Little Rock Nine, understanding the dangers they faced, decided to go to school that day and shock America with their bravery and determination. It was the students organizing anti-war protests in the 60s. It was SNCC and their sit-ins that destroyed notions of fear of protest in black people. The legacy they've left behind is a hard act to follow, but the memory of what they did is what drives us. Now, many ask us why we did what we did. For me, I have personal reasons. I had family that died in Gaza. Some say that we're idealistic youth, attempting to naively change the world for the better. As if college students cannot logically think and organize their thoughts to create real change. Some say that we're rabble-rousers, taking advantage of a public education. Let me tell you something. It is a not desire for anarchy that drives us. It is not a hunger for chaos, nor is it naive idealism. It is a fervent aching for justice, a yearning search for truth, an obsession with the fight against oppression. The fight against the brutal, illegal ethnic cleansing of the Palestinian population is a continuation of the struggle of Gandhi, a continuation of the struggle of Malcolm, of Martin, of Steve Biko, of Patrice Lumumba, of Che, of Aguinaldo and Tutu. The ills of their own society in their own context. It was a struggle to bring true equality to the people of the world under the auspice of justice. These movements to end oppression were deep in intellectual value. And the essence of struggle was unity, not destruction. See, law is relative and subjective. If my protest was illegal, then you better believe that I'm going to be breaking that law again. Justice is supreme, not privy to the whims of the elite. We must enjoy justice, even if it means we need to break the law to do so. In 1955, 14-year-old Emmett Till was kidnapped, brutally beaten, shot, and dumped in a river in Mississippi. The two white men who killed him were acquitted by an all-white jury. That was the law. Troy Davis was executed by the government with no physical evidence against him, and testimonies were withdrawn, but the court did not want to listen. That was the law. 5 Muslim men today from the Holy Land Foundation face prison sentences from 15 to 65 years in maximum security prisons with no evidence of supporting terrorism. That is the law. But that is not justice. If we truly want to live up to the ideals of Martin and Malcolm, we must begin to contextualize our struggle with that of people across the globe. The collective struggle of the oppressed of the world against colonialism, imperialism, racism, Pei yet beautiful picture of hope for us to reflect and act on. So act. Thank you.